On the 15th of April, we will be watching a High Court profile for Julius Malema. I think will be a final sentencing. What are the things that we are expecting for this case? So this is going to be like my scenario. What I am thinking the cases that will turn out to be. And then there are some few things that Julius Malema was already found guilty of: to discharge a firearm in the public and violation of a fireman's law. So there are those things that he was found guilty of, but this case is very, very sensitive, and this is where we are going to see that the law of South Africa is powerful, does not choose between a politician and a public servant, does not choose between someone who is a public figure and someone who is not a public figure. And we have already seen that during the time where President Jacob Zuma was in jail, was arrested. That is where we're able to see that South African law is really powerful, and when it is applied right, we can see that it is working. All right. So first of all, I'm an EFF member, but I just lack a T-shirt, And if someone is watching this, you have T-shirt, or you know where I can get T-shirt for EFF, please let me know in the comment section. So now I'm going to try to unpack this at the best of my ability. And another thing you must know, I don't know anything about law, but I'm looking at this case like some scenarios on how the judge is going to outline her judgment. First of all, one of the things that make this case to be difficult, the judge is white, and the people who brought CIC to the court are white, and so the pressure is lying on the judge. Will judge treat this case as any another case, right? Or will the judge do what the enemy want her to do? So it will stand on the shoulders of the judge, in other words. So this is what when I was doing my own research, firing a firearm weapon in a public is a serious offender, though there were no injuries. That means Julius Malema is a first-time offender, and he's a public leader, high influential public figure. So these are the things we are looking for the offender. And also, the court must protect a public safety, respect of all, equal treatment for all citizens. You see. So now the public, we are going to check this case in terms of CIC is a public figure. So we want to see how the case maybe will turn out, because he's a public figure. I believe that they will try to set example of him. Though there was already an example about President Jacob Zuma when he was in prison. So they are going to set an example for him. That is what I am thinking. There will be some unreasonable setting of example that will be in the sentencing. So one of the things that I'm looking for the most likely outcome of the court. One of the things, if the court apply the law strictly without political pressure, these are the things that will happen. The most outcome will be a significant fine and suspended sentence. These are the things that I believe that maybe will happen. If this fine could go to it will be like exuberant amount of money, because it's a public figure. Though they will say that he does not afford, maybe they will charge. I believe they can they can fine him up to R1 million for him firing that firearm. Because he is the first time, one of the things that the law will not ignore, he's a first time offender. But here is the thing, he's a public figure and then he is on the EFF. And there are other people that want him to stay for 15 years in jail. They are hoping that, but that is not a realistic sentence if they want to sentence him for 15 years, because the law of South Africa give a minimum of at least 15 years in imprisonment. There are conditions that constitute that 15 years, right? So there were no people that were injured in that rally, and yes, we all know what happened in that rally. So if he goes to jail, but I think it is unlikely for him to go to jail, because there were no injury, no proven intent to harm. He is the first time offender. South African court really impose harsh prison sentence in such cases. Okay, let us look on the AfroForum. AfroForum is saying that AfroForum is not the first time taking IC to the court, because of they want him to be in prison. They want everything about him to be in prison. Remember, they also take him to court for the struggle song. And then the song, the most embarrassing thing, the song was a historical song. And then that song will never be a hate speech, because it was a struggle song. But if now you can create a new song, maybe implying to kill other people, you might be sentenced, and then you might be found guilty for hate speech. But the context of the song is not the context of the song, how he was saying, and then there is no massacre of killing of white people in that song. If that song was really dangerous, as AfroForum was saying, was a hate speech, there would be many white people will be dead for that song, even during the 90s and 80s, because that song is very old. I remember on there was a time I saw, I believe that it was the funeral of Chris Hani, but the comrade began to sing a song, say that we will kill these Boers. You see, they say, "Itin hawem kondo." It goes like this, but we will kill it. The song continue and goes like will kill, sawabulala lamabhulu. You see, those are struggle songs, but there is no evidence that has been found that these songs instigate killing of Boers or white people. So one of the things that I'm expecting that will come in this court is that there will be a hefty fine that is going to be charged against IC. If there will be a sentence, I think that it will be a suspended sentence. This is my personal prediction, and then I'm not sure that I am accurate, but these are the things that when I am looking the case realistically speaking, I am thinking that these are the things that are gonna come out of the case, because the judge must also make sure that is not pleasing other side. The judge must stay neutral, so that the reason why the judges of South Africa are not involved in politics, it is because things like this. You see, the reason why our judges are not involved in politics, it is because of things like this. So the judge will stand firm on her judgment on what is going to happen to CIC. Maybe there will be a hefty fund. I believe maybe the hefty fund can go up to R1 million, maybe 200,000. I don't know. Maybe they can charge maybe 500,000, maybe 20,000. I think that is a realistic outcome that is going to happen in this case of CIC. But I'm not expecting that he will be sentenced for 15 years. I think 15 years, it is harsh and unfair. I think 15 years is harsh and unfair and unrealistic speaking. You see, so these are the things that I am expecting. I am expecting to this judgment. I'm hoping that I will be in East London that day, and yes, I'm hoping that I will be in East London. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I hope that, guys, you subscribe and you like in my channel. Make sure that you help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much.